Hey guys, this is Paige Pierce.
And Haley Childs.
We're here covering round 1 of the Hall of Fame Classic, brought to you by Smashbox and Terry Miller, and sponsored by Dynamic Disc. This is round 1, front 9 coverage. We had Elaine King, Haley Childs, Paige Pierce, and Katrina Allen on the Jackson course. You're from here, right?
Yes, I am. And this is actually my favorite course in the area. Anytime we get a chance to play it, we come out and make sure that we're giving it some love. They've done a lot of work on it, so it's a new course.
Yeah, it's definitely got to upgrade thanks to the PDGA. This is on their property, and they definitely made the course look way better.
Yep. Here's hole 1. It's 660 feet. It's a par 4. We're trying to get somewhere past these last pines and that sunny spot in the grass.
Right by that little stump you see.
Yep, right
It's
by
a
the
good
stump
spot.
is a great spot.
There's 2 real lines you can take. One's on the left side, you have to throw kind of a flex shot, and the second one is a wide hyzer on that right side, both of which should be landing at the same spot, and then you kind of have a little bit of late trees to navigate through on your second shot.
Right. And the second shot also offers 2 different options. Really.
Totally
You can
does.
go up the left or the right side.
You can play the hole completely differently than the other people on your card.
Definitely. It's fair for anyone with any shot.
Yeah.
Out of Durham, North Carolina,
So up
Elaine
first we
King.
have Elaine King. She is new on Team MVP, so you're going to be seeing her throw a lot of new discs today that you might not have seen before. This one is her Vanish, I believe.
She's throwing them well.
Yeah, she told me it's reminiscent of Avenger SS, which she threw a lot on Discraft.
Yeah, she was saying she's still
Plano,
getting used to it, but
Texas,
she's like,
Paige
Yeah.
Pierce.
I'm next in the box, and I'm throwing a Biofusion Defender. I'm going for this right side gap on the hyzer. I think it has less trees. The line
yeah, I
Elaine
agree.
took is...
I definitely agree.
Yeah, it's more direct, the line Elaine took, but I think there's less trees to hit over
you
here.
have less danger there,
But I still
for
found
sure.
some. I put a little bit too much turn on my wrist and landed on the right side. Kat's throwing old school D1. She likes to throw this like on the Anheuser angle. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, she's thrown that shot so well every time I've seen her throw it. It's just her shot, really. And
Yeah.
even that, she's fine there. She's by that stump.
Yeah.
And I am throwing my Saint. It's really my go-to fairway driver, and I like the left side. I just do it a little low.
Still good spot
yeah,
though.
it is. But if that would have been any higher, it would have been great.
And you still almost got to that stump, really.
Yes, definitely.
So Elaine on the second shot, she still has to round that corner, so she's going to throw something stable,
It's a great
wide.
shot.
I think that's her Photon she was saying is more like an adventure for her. So you're going to be seeing her throw that a lot.
I'm just trying to get to that spot where I can approach
Yeah.
the basket.
Par is great on this. It's a par 4,
I
and
agree.
it's absolutely birdieable for us women, but
Definitely.
I think a 4, you're not losing much.
No, not at all. I want a 4 every time on the hole.
Yeah. Katrina, she has an attackable shot at this. She's throwing her D2 and doesn't quite release it late enough. She kind of early released that, it seemed like to
Yeah,
me.
it seems like if that wasn't a terrible kick, she'll have a good approach to the basket there. Is this now? This is the Photon you said
Yeah,
that Elaine's
that's the
throwing?
one, yeah. She's throwing it almost
Yeah,
every hole,
She was throwing it a lot for sure.
making it look super smooth.
I'm throwing a pretty stable barred here.
Nice, stable finish.
Yes, I love that disc. It's very reliable.
And I'm throwing Deputy on the left side gap that Haley was talking about on an Anheuser.
Oh yeah, this is a great shot too.
Thanks. Little short. I didn't
Yeah.
think it was short actually, but
I
I was
don't
just trying to
remember it being
smooth it.
short either,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was just trying to smooth it up there.
It's a great approach from Kat.
She has her putter shots down, especially when she stands still. You know it's going to be close.
That's why it didn't seem short. You just nailed the putt, no problem.
So we're going to have a few tap-ins here, or kind of testers in the
Yeah,
moment.
kind of, sort of. Elaine
Yeah.
likes to give those her time.
Yeah,
You know,
she does.
She says she likes to work on those, so
You can tell, but she's hitting them solid.
she is.
But yeah, for the final NT of the year, a lot of pressure on the line. So even these tap-ins, that could be considered tap-ins, feel
Especially
like
on
a
the
little
first
pressure.
hole, too. The first
Yeah.
hole, you feel it. I was
But look at
feeling
that,
it.
dead center, dead center. So we will round this hole out, and I think that was a great hole from all of us, really.
Yeah, I definitely do too. We're moving on to hole 2. This is a 390-foot shot that is straight to hyzer. you really want to push the backside of the wood line and then have your disc finish left. And really for us, if you're anywhere past this ditch, you've got a good approach to the basket.
As close as you can get to those trees on the wide side, like
Yes.
Haley's talking about, the closer you're going to be to the basket. But if you miss your line by enough, which I wouldn't suggest, but if you miss it by enough and you come out early release, that left side's actually pretty open.
Right, yeah. There is, you can find a way up there. I think I saw you do that in practice. And
Yeah.
It worked out.
So Lane still has the box. She lands in this ditch that is maybe like 75 feet short of the hole. So she's not going to have a look at birdie, but she should have an easy par.
And Paige does about the same thing we were talking about, how she did in practice. She got a little early on that left side, but she got up there in that gap, so she's going to have a look at the basket.
Katrina with that same D1. She's going to try to push wider than I did.
Yeah, that was a
and
beautiful shot.
Super successful. I
Yep.
would say if I could paint a line down the fairway, that's what I would take.
For sure. Yeah, that was wonderful. She got that forward momentum before her disc hyzered in. I am throwing a flow here. It's one of my go-to distance drivers. And I push that backside just how I want to. And I get up there. I'm kind of stuck a little early left, but I'll still have something. Elaine is throwing a beautiful approach. I think I was right there ahead of her.
Yeah. I remember this was a sweet sidearm, super smooth with the Marshall.
Yes.
Nice and controlled. This is from just outside circle 2, or
Yes.
like right on the line, I would say. I
And
thought
she
I missed
made-
it a little
It
wide.
was beautiful. I knew it was in from our angle the whole time. It was great.
Yeah, we played a practice round together the day before, and that's where my shot landed.
Really
We actually
the
played a
same
cash
spot.
round, and so I was like super focused on that putt as well.
Yeah,
so.
definitely. It did
I
you
was
some
super
good.
surprised at this miss. I think she just kind of, I don't know, I wouldn't even say rushed it. I think she
No.
just didn't quite follow through a
Maybe
little bit.
yeah, maybe she didn't follow through. And like I said, there, this is a big tournament. We're right here at the end of the season.
A lot on the line with the NT points
Yes.
title at up for grabs as well, and we're actually very close in the standings.
Right?
So
Yeah, I saw that.
every stroke matters really out here.
Elaine and I are just tapping ours in for our par, and we're gonna move on to hole 3, which is the first of the new holes on the course.
Yes, this is they, like we said, they made some great changes out here. This is absolutely the hardest one.
Definitely.
It's a par 4, but honestly kind of plays like a par 5 in my personal opinion. As far as if you take a 4, it feels like a birdie.
Yeah, I definitely agree. When I got a 4, I felt really, really good about it.
But I do think you can 3 it. I do think it's 3able, but when you're taking a 4, especially in our division, you're doing something
You
good.
are, and you have to throw 2 phenomenal shots
Yeah.
to get up there and have a chance for your 3.
So the first one, you're wanting a late break to the right. I'm throwing a deputy on a hyzer flip so that I get that late flip and I hit
Spotter's
the
got
tree.
moves.
I told him I was aiming at that tree. Didn't think I was gonna hit it though.
I think Elaine's going up the center here.
Yeah, and
She
that's
will.
that vanish again. Super flippy. She knows it's gonna reliably turn like that.
Right.
I think she wanted to get a little bit past those little branches, but she should be able to work with that.
Anything up in that gap is good. That's all you can really hope for on this tee shot. And Kat throws, this is great.
Amazing shot. I
Right.
actually asked her before she lined up because we had completely different discs in our hands, as you can see. And
Yeah.
she said she just tries to throw that one as far as she can. And
Yeah. And my approach here, I was just trying to play something safe. This is my mace. I wasn't very successful with the driver. So I figured I would club down and just give it a soft little,
pimp it.
yeah.
That's a
get
great
it on up
spot.
there.
Super good
I
spot.
was really happy with that.
So from here, it's kind of like a force flex shot for me. I'm throwing felon turned, and felon is reliably overstable at the end, so it gets me a nice little dump and easy approach from there.
And Elaine's kind of pushing the right side of the fairway, so she's got more of a straight to hyzer shot to get back in the fairway and have a look at the basket. Right here, I've got the same kind of weird, dumpy kind of flex shot. Okay. And I take the local route.
Right before you threw that, I was actually telling Marty asked me what I thought of that change of this hole, and I
Right.
said that those are the only 2 trees I would take out because it stops a
yeah,
good shot.
It does.
You threw a good shot, but like you said, like kind of a local route.
Yeah, you have to throw it high to get over that tree. So Lane's approaching the basket here.
So smooth.
Yeah, wow.
Hits a late tree, but she should be fine. She's inside the circle still. Long jump putt attempt for
Oh,
a
that
three.
looks so good.
Yeah, I wanted a little more turn on
I
it.
know. But that was a good bid. That
Thank
was a
you,
good
thank
bid.
you.
And I am just trying to get somewhere near the basket.
Like you said, take that 4.
Yeah, I'm happy with it, really. These new holes are challenging.
Elaine doesn't
Elaine.
quite follow through at the basket. You can tell. If
She
she
gives it a
did,
good
I think
bid.
it was hitting chains for sure.
And so this is Kat for her. What is this?
For her-
3?
yes.
Okay. Oh, same thing.
Slightly low.
Yeah, it was a little low.
Maybe a little tentative after missing the last putt was my thought. 'Cause you don't typically see her air ball.
Cleaning it up here. We're going to come up and tap in and move on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I guess I didn't realize. I thought Kat was under the basket.
Yeah, it rolled a tiny bit,
Yeah.
but not too much. Came down on that hyzer angle, and this ground has a lot of roots, so.
Yeah, you would think even these wood chips would stop it, but
Yeah.
you'll get a little roll.
That's what I noticed about these new holes, is this hole especially, and Lisa was talking about it during the round. She said that this hole looks super new. You can
Yeah,
tell.
it definitely does because of all the chippings on the ground. and
Only on the
roots
ground,
and-
though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So moving on to hole 4, this is a really fun shot to throw. It's really rewarding if you hit the gap on the right angle.
I
You're gonna
agree.
get up there, and if you don't, you're looking at a hard par save.
Yeah, definitely. And it takes a pretty technical shot. You
Mhm.
need something that's straightforward moving that's just gonna, you got a tree that you have to miss right here in the fairway and you need to dump in before that. I think you were throwing mid-range for that point so that you would
Yeah.
miss it before.
Yeah.
To let the speed of the mid-range slow you down in front of the tree.
Mm-hmm. So this is my Lucid X Verdict Paige Bjerkes edition. And it's just, like Haley said, I'm just like relying on that slower speed to kind of just dump and finish
And
left.
you threw a great line there.
Thanks. Kat, I believe this is her F2, but it
She's
could
just
be
a
an
little
F3.
inside.
Yeah, I think she put a tiny bit too much hyzer on
Right.
it.
You have to throw it kind of flat to beat the gap.
Mm-hmm.
I'm throwing an Explorer here.
In practice, you pulled that one wide 3 times in a row,
I
and
did. Yeah, that was a great correction.
yeah, it was awesome.
I was really happy with that.
Straight through the gap. Lane with that photon again. I'm telling you, you're gonna see it in her hand almost every hole.
She plays well with it.
Yeah, I was loving watching her throw, and that's why I know what it is. I asked her, I'm like, dude, you're crushing that thing.
Yeah, she
What
is.
is it?
She seems confident with it
Uh-huh.
too. That's good.
She totally does. Just coming off a major title, a major
Yes.
victory with the new disc. It's really impressive.
Yep. She's got a lot to be proud of there.
Mm-hmm.
And this was a great shot. I thought it had a chance. I thought that was going to go in for a minute, really. And she's good at those. Or
I couldn't
measuring
tell
it
if I was out of the circle or not. And Kat's like, well, we have a rope, so check it out.
Yeah, I like that they do that here. It's
Yeah.
nice. It takes the guessing game out of
Yeah.
it.
I actually wasn't even planning on jump putting. I just, with this weird footing, I didn't want to have an accidental falling putt.
Right, yeah,
Because now with the
definitely.
new rules, you get a stroke. There's no
I know,
warning.
I know.
So
Well, that was definitely a good check. And that was a great run, too. Just a little low. And it's hard because you're so low under that
Yeah.
stuff in those bushes. And this is me for my 2. Took the nerves
Solid.
off. Yeah.
Team Marshall?
Yes.
Yeah. Team Marshall.
I love that. Been putting with those for about a year now, and I think it was because you said something about them
Nice,
not too long ago.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love them. I throw them a lot, but prefer the deputy for the putting. But you make the Marshalls look super good.
Yeah, I love them. They're the best putter that I've had so far. That
Kat-
was a good putt for Kat.
Yeah, it was absolutely. After missing, the first couple holes, that should be a little bit of motivation,
Yeah.
or not
some
even
confidence
motivation.
boost,
Yeah,
too.
confidence.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she had a good follow through. That's good for her to lead into the next hole with.
You like crosswords or yeah, of course. You like crosswords?
All right, we're back and we're on hole 5. This is a straight 363 shot. It's absolutely beautiful. It's one of those holes that you have to throw a great shot. You have to keep it in the fairway. If you're off the fairway, you're gonna have some trouble getting up there, you know.
Absolutely.
You really have to throw a nice straight shot and miss these pines on the right really to get up to the green if you want to putt.
If you don't get halfway down the fairway, you're scrambling
Oh,
to
it's
save
tricky.
par.
Super
But this
tricky.
is when I walk up to this tee pad, I'm thinking this is disc golf.
Oh, 100%.
It's such
It's
a beautiful
hole.
shot.
And I'm throwing my Seine again. This is kind of my go-to straight. I turn it a little bit more than I was hoping for, but it's fine. I'll be down there at least.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like it's way down there.
Yeah.
I'm throwing my classic blend Marshall here. I'm not actually trying to get to the basket, so when I see this 363 foot distance, I'm not worried about that really. I'm just trying to throw my straightest disc.
And you said you had kind of an early release there, and it
late
hit,
release.
or-
Yeah, I kind
late
of
release.
grip locked it.
And it hit every tree. Too.
Yeah, it did. It hit like 4 things. I'm thinking about going to my Suspect. Actually, it's funny. The commercial just for the Suspect.
yeah.
I'm thinking about clubbing up to the Suspect on this
It's
hole.
a good play. And Kat turns hers over a little bit, but I think she's far enough down there that she'll have a good look. And Elaine's throwing that. I keep
Vanish.
the Vanish.
The Vanish.
Those are such cool names.
I don't know the plastic names. I apologize to MVP fans. I'm not positive on that, but she has it in 2 different plastics. She says that one's a little more straight than the other one.
And she throws a great shot. I don't know if you can tell the angle, but she had some kind of like weird footing there, so that was a great out.
Like I said, if you don't get halfway down, you're struggling for scramble. And
Definitely.
I tried to go with a step out sidearm, and I didn't release it as high as I wanted, so it found the ground too quick and kind of got a cut roll.
Kat throws a beautiful approach. She's right under the basket. That was lovely.
So good. Like we said, standstill putter shots. She's getting within 20 feet.
Oh yeah. Definitely count those for her. You gave that a little bid, didn't you?
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
I'm never. That should not be a hole in bogeying. So I'm like,
I
I knew I
understand.
was outside circle 2, but I couldn't settle. I had to try.
And I just lay it up. I didn't even want
I noticed.
I didn't
I was
even
like,
wanna-
dang, if that was a run, that was kind of short.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
but I could tell you really.
Yeah. I don't know if it's easy to tell from the camera, but there's kind of a slope in front of this basket.
Yes.
So I was definitely afraid of the band and the roll away. And that's a good putt.
Yeah. Not stoked about the bogey, but it was a tester
Yeah.
for it, so I was excited to hit that.
And Elaine's just tapping hers in, taking her time on those.
Also for a bogey though, so
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna move back on the box and watch Haley and Kat attack this next hole 6.
It's another one of the new ones for the Jackson course. It's a really great hole. I got to watch Paige just completely murder it in practice. What was that?
It was a biodefender, my
her
straightest
defender.
one.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, on this one again, like hole 1, you have 2 different gaps. You actually on this one, if you take the other gap from your card, you're not even going to see them until you get to the basket.
Right, and both of the fairways are about as equal in width.
They
really.
are. They absolutely are. And fairness too. They don't have any
Definitely.
trees in them. The only trees that you find are in the middle and up by the basket. So
Mm-hmm.
it's really your personal preference. But I think we all take the right gap.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
nobody's a dominant sidearm player,
Yeah.
I think, on the cards.
And the
so.
Anheuser I did notice was kind of blocked by this tree. So
Yeah.
the Heiser seemed like the choice from most. This was your flow, right? Or what
No, that was actually an escape. It
Oh,
was
yeah,
my
your
more
escape,
stable
yeah.
escape, and I throw it right where I wanted it. I'm not trying to bite off too much.
Petrino super old school BP.
BP.
BP, which is now called the D1.
Okay, all right.
Prodigy first came out. That's some of the first discs we ever got. She's
That's
still
before my
throwing it.
time.
2013, she got that disc. Like,
What are you throwing here?
I'm throwing the Biodefender. I'm trying to
Okay.
replicate that practice shot, but I early
Oh,
release
yeah,
it.
just a little.
And to add insult to injury, you got a bad kick into the woods. So
You did.
I'm going to be struggling here.
To get up there and have an opportunity for a 2, you have to hug the inside of the on the left side so much, really, with a flat shot
Mm-hmm.
to get up there far enough.
Absolutely. This, I mean, sometimes you're in the rough and you got a little out. Sometimes you got nothing, and that's what's going on here.
Yeah.
I got thorns everywhere. I got no reach back, nothing. So I just kind of decided to just pitch out.
That was, yeah, it was a good play. I could tell you were thinking about it there for a
I
second,
was
but
trying.
there wasn't a lot there to offer.
But I thought, I can for it from there,
Right.
Yeah. If I didn't leave this one short. Actually, to be honest, I thought that was a great shot.
It did look good out
I
the
thought that
hand,
was
really,
great.
yeah.
When I got up there, I was like just at circle's edge. I was confused,
It's a
actually.
little uphill. It's kind of hard to gauge the distance
Yeah.
from where you're at. Elaine throws a really good approach shot
Yeah,
here.
super stally. That was nice.
And Katrina's in a great spot right here. This is really where you want to be. You're facing the basket, and you don't have to contend too much with those trees if you were, like if you were further left.
Yeah, definitely.
How I am.
Haley with that harp, right?
Yes, that is my heart.
Making it look easy.
Those are my go-to approach discs.
This was about as wide as I could possibly straddle.
Yeah, that was a good run. Just a little low.
Yeah. Another bogey,
Yeah,
Not what you want.
that's tough. That last
Actually,
little
it's a-
kick you got.
I
Was it-
believe it's a double bogey. One. Yeah, because that's this is a par 3.
Right,
So
it is a par 3.
not stoked about that, especially when competition's taking easy threes,
Yes.
Shouldn't be a hole that we're looking at that on.
And Elaine is going to tap her again.
We got Marty in the blue shirt back there, live tweeting, Instagramming. If you guys don't follow the PGA on Instagram or Twitter, you should do so. He's doing hole by hole update, shot by shot updates, and it's awesome to have this much media presence out here following the women.
And this, okay, so we're moving on to hole 7. This is one of the original holes, yes?
Yes, it
Okay.
is. It used
It's
to be
a
hole
weird
4.
Angle. Yeah. So hole 4, it used to be hole 4, and this is a
That
great
dark
hole.
tree you want to miss left for
Yes,
sure.
definitely. You want to get somewhere so that you can get down this side of the fairway. There's a spot on the left side where you can approach the basket, but it's pretty hairy.
It's
over
not
there.
great. You
Yeah, I
don't,
mean,
you
it's
won't see anybody purposely doing
No.
that.
It's there if you have to, but you don't want to.
Yeah. So your tee shot, essentially, like we were talking about on hole 2, you want to push the trees on the right as far as you can and let it late hyzer.
Right, and that's not what you want to do. I let that go early, but I got pretty lucky for what it's worth.
Yeah, you
it
got
didn't
through.
go too far in there. You definitely want to push more forward than what I did.
So Kat's taking her M2 and she's gonna try to go a little bit wider than Haley did.
And she
yeah,
does. That's
she
pretty
does.
good.
That's
where you wanna be.
What Lisa calls the money zone.
I would agree. That's right where you want to be.
Elaine with this vanish. Watch this shot. Seriously.
Yeah, it was very
You
impressive.
see how that flipped up to flat and then just rode? That was
Yes.
amazing. I really
It's
love the flight of that disc.
Yes, it works well for her.
It's a perfect power for her.
I
I
agree.
couldn't make a disc like that do that. In Dynamics lineup, that would be like a thief, and I
It
can't
takes some
even
finessing.
comprehend
I
throwing
know.
a thief like that. So I'm throwing a felon actually, and I kind of early release it, and I leave myself this, and
Well, you know,
I'm not
it's easy
stoked.
to do. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. I
not
forgot
stoked about that. I wasn't even trying to be too aggressive there. I was just trying to hit that gap and save par, but hitting that tree, now I'm looking at a bogey probably.
That happens. It's
Yeah,
rough.
it does. It does. But after a bogey and double
I
bogey in the
know.
last 2,
Yep.
I'm not happy.
And I'm just having to chip out.
Yeah,
it could have
great
been
play.
worse, but it still wasn't great. so-
Absolutely great play. I think you should see that more often in the women's division.
The chip out.
Yeah,
It's underrated.
it is. A lot of people are scared to do so. I think there's a lot of times where it benefits you big time.
I agree. And this is a great shot. from
Amazing
Kat.
shot from Kat. She leaves herself just outside the circle, maybe like 40, 45 feet.
But that's really
and,
where you want to be.
for birdie. This is a hard hole to birdie.
Yeah, I don't think you see many in our division.
No. So Elaine's kind of in between the two gaps that we were talking about, but she does not want to go the left side unless you have to. So she
Right.
tries to step out and force one into
She
the
did
right
a
side.
good job of getting back over to the side. And I'm throwing that same Explorer again, just trying to get up there and have a look at it.
I loved that shot.
Yeah.
That was a perfect height and
Felt good out the
angle
hand.
as well. Again, step out anhyzer with my deputy. This thing is reliable. Just release it on the left and it floats to the right. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
it looks effortless. When
Yeah,
you
it
throw
really is.
too.
It really is. It's like playing catch. It's crazy.
Do you know what this is? that
I
she's
don't.
posting up
I
there?
don't know what this is. She doesn't throw it too much. But anytime she's like pimping anybody, really, anytime anyone's crushing a shot, I'm asking what disc it is.
Yeah, I like knowing what other players
Yeah.
are doing.
If you saw that, watch what happens
I
here.
know.
Oh,
That's unfortunate.
Am I in trouble?
am I in trouble? I remember her. If you guys couldn't see that, we don't have a replay, but if you guys want to rewind it a little bit, she kind of slipped on her right foot and it made the disc kind of nose up and hit the band. It was actually a really good putt. I personally thought.
And she was trying so hard to move that
Oh,
bag.
yeah, she
and
was.
just wiped out.
But she
there.
fell. Like, since she slipped, she fell. She
Yeah.
couldn't get up in time to move the bag.
Right.
She tried. So she's now left, instead of a 40-footer, maybe like a 50-footer.
Yeah,
and
kind of the
she will
same
get
line.
redemption.
And she tries so hard, and
Hits the cage this time.
yeah,
Almost the same putt, but since
she
it was
tried
10
to make
feet
the
farther.
correction.
Yeah.
You know, it was a band first time, and then she tried to make the correction, and she's still taking her time, and she's giving it what she's
Mm-hmm.
got. You know,
Now she's looking at about an 80-footer and just can't
That
make
was a
it.
smart
Lays up.
play. Yeah, she lays up, and she'll
Yeah.
have it tap in.
And huge props to Kat. I mean, she'll tell you herself she struggles with mental games sometimes, and just like taking things personally, and I think she handled that as well as she possibly could.
Certainly,
She was
yeah,
laughing on the
did.
next tee pad, and
Yeah, she handled
and-
it really well because anybody could get down about.
oh
that.
my gosh,
That
any
hurt
single
my
one of
feelings.
us,
I
any
mean,
one of
oh,
us.
definitely. So yeah, shout out to Kat. That was a great rebound.
Absolutely.
Yep. And we're gonna tap in. I was thankful mine didn't roll. I don't know if you saw my finger work there, but that
Mm-hmm.
was monkey dust. It's like lay down.
Yeah, these greens out here, a lot of them. I think that's another huge reason I love Jackson so much is all the elevation through woods. You know, these
Definitely.
greens. Once you get close to the basket, it's not over. You got a tough
You
putt
have to
to
play
make.
golf.
Yeah, you do. This one, like we just talked about elevation. This one, you're teeing from an elevated tee and throwing downhill to the right, kind of a dog leg to the
It
right.
is.
And
It
this
is.
landing zone is the hardest landing zone on the course, in my opinion.
I
You
know, I
think so?
definitely agree because
Yeah.
you can throw if you turn it too much or too little. If you fade left, you're not in a good spot, and if you turn it too much, you're over in the right side, and you have to chip out, and you're getting a bogey at best, really. I
For
think
sure.
if you turn it over too much, or
Absolutely.
get too far left.
So you're going to see Elaine throwing a pretty straight dish. She's just trying to sit in that sun right there. But it skids a little bit too far, and she...
Maybe it's further than it looks.
Yeah, maybe it's further than it looks. She was
Yeah.
saying she was trying to play short of that tree, but it skidded, and hoping it skidded past the tree.
I'm throwing a super beat soft spike actually, and I just overturned it big time. Yeah, that was no good. That's not where you want to
I
be.
mean, if it went straight for another 7 feet,
I
it was
know,
good.
I
Like,
know.
this tee shot's really
That's
demanding.
Jackson for you.
I'm throwing
There you
Deputy
go.
on a hyzer flip again, relying on its understability to turn that corner.
Oh, that looks great.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
about
color
as good as I
effect.
could
Yeah.
have hoped for, you
Yeah,
know?
that was wonderful.
Just got to see where it lands.
Is Kat throwing mid range here? or
She
that putter?
is throwing a beat up PA1.
Okay.
Really beat. I think she actually had this one about the same time as that BP. She rounded the corner pretty well, but she hit a late tree and it kicked her backwards to the left, so she's over near a lane.
And this was a great shot for Elaine.
Yeah, I
She got
remember.
herself in good position there.
Yeah, that's that vanish again.
And Kat was just, it seems like she's a little bit more left than Elaine was, so she had
Mm-hmm.
a few more trees to contend with on her approach.
She did not like that one. She early released that. That wasn't the
Yeah.
gap she was aiming for, but hey, it got through all the trees and she was stoked about it.
Right, and I'm just trying to lay up here, but I laid up a little bit too long of where I was actually trying to be. And I've got a bum knee, so I can't I can't run up right now in the fairway, so I was just trying to get in the right place.
Got a bum knee. I'm a little, like I said, I loved my shot, but it left me with a weird spot. So I had to like force a felon through that gap pretty hard,
You did
and
a
luckily
really
I
good
got
job of it.
I got like 2 skips and a slide. It was
Yeah,
nice.
that was awesome.
Yeah, I have a easy approach or a jump putt from there.
And I am just throwing an escape. It's my flippier SE escape, and I was really happy with that. I know I left it a little short, but from my angle, that was pretty tricky.
Mm-hmm. Lane with the Anheuser play here. I was surprised,
great kick.
actually. I thought she was going to come in more right and go for the Heiser finish right there, but works out.
That worked out.
Cat
pretty
flex sidearm with her F2. She was stoked about that shot.
Really?
I couldn't see her angle, but she was stoked.
well. Yeah, I was standing on the other side of the fairway. And that was so great. That was
Team
it.
deputy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was stoked about that. I don't think I've ever threed that hole in, and yeah, I don't know. I was just happy.
I bet. That was a giant putt, and there's a little bit of a slope in front of the basket, and I think you did a great job. Elaine's going to try to do the same.
I loved her follow through on that. She
Yes.
gave it everything she had, just a
It was-
little bit to the right.
Right. Had good height, good follow through. I tried to do it. I was just a little short.
Good
Good
height.
angle.
Good height, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. With that hill or that slope on the left side of the basket, when it starts losing speed, it's just going to follow the angle of that hill.
Should have done that last.
Yeah, and it does make it hard to fully commit to it, especially when you're on the side where it's going to hyzer back down the hill.
Absolutely.
But we're just going to clean these up.
Elaine taking her time. Will she hit it?
I think you can pretty much count these for Elaine.
Yes, she will. I know she takes so much time on them, but they're dead center every time.
We're more confident.
But hey, if you take that much time and they're dead center, just
Yeah,
keep doing it.
Definitely.
I don't mind waiting.
I played with Elaine early.
It makes
and-
me feel like she's nervous, though.
Yeah.
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
but that's just her
You think
routine,
she's
and
nervous?
she's like, no. Is
All
Elaine
right.
King nervous? No, she's not nervous.
Yeah, probably not.
No way.
All right, and we are on to the final hole of the front nine. This one of my favorite holes on the course.
I agree.
One of my favorite holes.
It's challenging. You have to play golf like all of Jackson. You have two different lines that you can take. It just kind of depends. I prefer the left side.
Yeah, I do as
Yeah, I
well.
think most people probably prefer this left side. So you want to get yourself in position, and then once you have taken the left side, if that's what you decide to do, there's a few different ways to get to the basket because
Yeah.
there's some guardian trees.
Yeah, I think absolutely hands down left side is the way to go. But once you get to that left side, there's another gap you have to decide.
Right.
Left or left right.
Yes.
So I'm throwing a convict on a hyzer flip. I'm aiming at the tree, the leftmost tree, and relying on it flipping up.
I think Elaine was going left. She got a little early on this one, right? I
She
think-
did.
Yeah.
She totally did.
I was aiming for it.
But she, like she said, I got to kick over to that gap, but she peered it to that gap. So she was kind of poking fun.
We're all kind of getting a little bit right on our tee shots here, but
Kat was trying to throw that D1 that I was talking about earlier. She was trying to like throw a flex shot with it and turned it too much.
I just got over the top of this Saint and it just kicked straight down. I was actually pretty happy with where it landed considering
Yeah.
how I threw it.
That tree stopped it, put you right in the fairway.
Yes. So now I'm just trying to get into position so I can throw another shot and have a look at the basket. And this turned out pretty well.
I think this is another hole that you're not going to see many threes on.
No, I agree.
You three it, you absolutely deserve to get a stroke on the field.
Yes, definitely. It's a challenging hole, even if you're in perfect position. Like you said, there's different lines to the basket,
Yeah.
and you have to throw a good shot.
I mean, during our practice round, I thought I threw the best shot I've ever thrown on it, and I still didn't get a three.
Oh yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like
did.
the
Yeah.
upshot is so hard. I think
Those guardian trees.
the best place you can be is to the right on this shot. But
Yes.
since I'm on the left, I'm having to throw a force over Anheuser with a sidearm. That's my bio defender. I don't turn it quite enough so it stables out, and I'm maybe 80 feet away on the right side.
And she'll still have a few of those guardian trees to contend with, but Elaine.
Beautiful move
yes,
on that disc.
That was
And
gorgeous.
it snuck through.
Was that skill or was that luck?
Elaine's funny. I
She
really,
is.
really love playing with her.
It's
And
always
honestly,
great.
I think I've played, I don't want to exaggerate, but I think I've played close to 15 tournament rounds with her on this course.
That's
She is
awesome. So
always,
you've got to see all the lines
she
from
is
her.
always,
I got
killing
the
it.
best redirect there.
yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
Elaine's pleasant. You can, and I learned a lot from Elaine
Yeah.
early when I started
Yeah.
playing. I learned a lot from her.
She plays around here a lot, I think, being on the board of the PDJ.
She does.
I didn't love my chance of making that shot, so I just laid up.
Yeah, you had a lot.
It's hard
in
for
the
me to
way.
lay up.
And that was a great putt from Cat too. Yes. Oh, I know. I hate laying up. Cleaning it up.
Saving a par after that over par stretch. I got that birdie in the last hole and par there. I'll be stoked heading into the back nine.
Yeah, that's good momentum for you.
And let's see what Elaine does. She's waiting on this card to walk by before she taps this one out. Dead center. Easy par for Elaine. And as you can see, this feature card, we are all within one stroke headed into the back nine. Things definitely get a little bit tighter back there and more scoring opportunities, I think. So if you enjoyed this coverage, make sure to check back in for the back nine. Here is your current standings after the front nine.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah, thanks again to Dee Dee.